So today, Facebook announced that they have taken down a number of basically false accounts that were put up into the system to undermine or interfere with our midterm elections. And I said, of course he's working with us. You know, he was in Hong Kong. I'm not surprised at all. This is going on. We know it's going on. The timing of it is a day before there's a Senate intelligence hearing, and we've tended to see in the past that Facebook and the other tech companies have been particularly active in addressing some of the problems they face when Congress is exerting greater influence or greater oversight. The community of Silicon Valley is let the engineers do. You know, Facebook and Google have said to us that they don't need a dedicated Russian team, that they can handle the Russian threat as part of a bigger problem of disinformation. And we disagree. What the Russians are doing is uniquely threatening to our democracy. Facebook, Google, Twitter need to have dedicated Russian teams addressing that problem. It's important to understand the culture of Silicon Valley. And so if I were sitting in the Kremlin, I would say, you know, the United States may not be happy about this, but they're not doing all that they could, and that gives us the license to keep going. The Russian, again, without saying, and I don't believe anybody can say that the Russians changed the outcome of our election in 2016, they certainly stirred the pot in a way that gives them the confidence to say we should keep going, and not just during election time, but every day of the week. So I think our government can be more public, it can be more coordinated, and I think Congress also has a role to play in that. They're finding disinformation that we're producing ourselves, and they're amplifying it using trolls and bots, and we are raising these issues in our public diplomacy. So it's not just tied to elections. It's that what happened in Charlottesville created an enormous emotional reaction with both sides, all sides sort of coming at each other. The kids in Florida were, you know, not actors. They're not actors. They were students opposed to, you know, gun laws. But online they became actors. That's the kind of thing the Russians glom onto, and they amplify it in the system. I said, you know, when we get into the stage where there's propriety. So if you see things that are evocative, that evoke anger or fear, think twice, take a look, double check. Is this a real source? Check it out with what's in a newspaper, check it out with what's on TV. Make sure that you're not reacting to something that seems to be authentic, but is actually coming from somebody who's deliberately putting disinformation into the ecosystem to persuade you to reinforce your prejudice. And the only constraint has been the law.